folks, and welcome once again to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today, sat on an industrial estate in the Squires Gate area of Blackpool. Now, why have we come here, you may ask? Well, have you ever wondered what they do with the Blackpool Illuminations when they take them down? Which they're due to be taking them down now, from the 3rd of November onwards. They'll switch them off on the 3rd of November and they'll slowly start the Herculean task of removing them, and they transport them and they store them. Well, they bring them to a facility here on this trading estate, which is just behind me here, which is known as the Lightworks. Now, this particular facility was purpose-built in the year 2000. Originally, they used to take them down to the Rigby Road depot, but they closed that and they've built this one. And as you can probably see there, those huge doors there, the reason those are so tall is so that they can get in all those illuminations that you see along the Bispam end. You know, the pirate ship, those great big faces that represent all the seasons and that. They bring them on wagons and they can drive them straight into there. And this is where all the magic happens, Mrs H. This is where they design, build them, and the ones that have had the time, you know, they've been up for a number of seasons, they slowly auction them off. Now, the public isn't allowed in this facility. You can book tours to go around and have a look at it, you know, when they're not too busy. I suppose there'll be nothing in there at present because they'll be up, won't they, Mrs H?
Should still be designing for next year, though.
Well, yeah, they used to do one each year, didn't they?
Yeah.
I believe so, but no, they haven't. And Mrs H just swings the camera around there through them gates. You can see a number of them, which I remember them being up, the Union Jack Ball and that. Those are due to be sold off, I believe. You know, they'll be auctioned off and they'll go for a pretty penny. They're not something you can actually stick in your front garden, though, are they?
No.
Although there is a place down in Blackpool in the centre that has some of the old illuminations up. That's one for another video. We'll go and do that another day. But at present, we're just taking a look at this particular facility. It's right at the back, isn't it, on this trading estate?
It is.
It's right at the end of Amy Johnson Way for anybody who wants to come and have a look. But we had a bit of trouble finding it. A bit like Blackpool's Area 51, this, Mrs H, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where they're all designed and they're all created. All the magic happens there. Blackpool's Imagineers, to borrow a Disney phrase. Right, I'm going to get out the car now and we'll take a closer look at some of the old illuminations and that, as close as I can get. Obviously, we can't go inside the facility, which is a damn shame. Might have to book on one of those tours sometime, Mrs H.
That's the joy of being a teacher, we can always try that one on.
Yeah, we could, couldn't we? We could. We've blown it now because you've said that on this video. There's probably somebody from this Lightworks will watch this video at some point. Anyway, enough waffling. I'll get out the car now. We'll take a little look around and then I'll jump back in and we'll wrap this video up. What do you think, Mrs H?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. You'll probably be able to hear the wind when I get out. It's rather windy, isn't it? And here we are. It's one hell of a huge facility, this. There's a closer look at those doors, which are taller than normal up and over doors that you'd find on these sort of units. As I said, that's so they can get the lights in one hit, so to speak, and they don't have to break them down any further than they do for when they're transporting them. We'll take a look over here now, and as I say, we'll be able to see some of the old illuminations from years gone by. As I say, I do remember those globe type lights being up either side of the road. And you can probably just make out there some of the balls that would have come from the ones that are at the St Anne's end. Beaverbrooks usually sponsor them. Here's a closer look at those globes and that ball I was talking about. And there's like a dome illumination. Don't know what that was back in the day. And just over there, there's lots more illuminations. I'm not going to make my way onto this property here because it is private. You never know who's watching via security cameras. Well, we've said sod it and we've come over to have a closer look at these because I can't resist hot potters. Now, these are the old jelly beans that they used to have up across the roads. And those coloured cows there, that's the second incarnation. Originally they were just cows and horses and things like that, and they resprayed them up. You know, the Imagineers back over there at Lightworks, they repurpose them. And when you go into the Lightworks, from the photographs I've seen online, it just looks like a big workshop with paint and things. You know, it's amazing really. I suggest people go online and have a look, because there are photos of, you know, them making these lights. Those two little booths there are the original collection booths that these two have. Used to have one down at the South Pier end, and obviously one at the other end at Bispam end. I don't know which one's which, but those are the original booths. I don't think them have been in operation for a number of years. It's much bigger now. It's a porter cabin roughly the size of one of them, but all painted up. You can just make out some clowns' faces and things at the back there. And like I said, these are just sadly here awaiting someone to buy them, and they'll get sent off elsewhere. Right then, I'm going to get off this private car park, because you don't know who's watching and filming me while I'm filming this, so to speak. So I'll get back onto a public road and we'll continue this film. And as you can see there, at the back of that car park, there's lots and lots of illuminations from years gone by. Love to get in there and have a little mooch. There's some more double up and over doors. And as I said, this building here was purpose built. It's just huge, the size of it. That's another look at those illuminations. Right, I think I'll get back into the car because it's a bit nippy here and you can probably hear the wind on camera. It's a bit nippy out there, Mrs H.
It's nearly winter.
Well, it is. Right then, folks, we're going to head off now, aren't we? We're going to get something to eat.
Yes.
I think that's the plan now. Hope you enjoyed this little look at Blackpool's Area 51, the Lightworks here in Squires Gate area of Blackpool. As I say, for anybody who wants to come down and have a little look, maybe you want to watch them bring them back, because they'll start doing that. As of the end of November, they start taking them down, don't they, I think, Mrs H?
They do, ready for the really bad seasons.
Yeah, well, they'll then bring them back here and do them up and say which ones they're going to get rid of, I should imagine.
Yep, which will be over there next.
Yeah, they'll be over there next, ready to be auctioned off. So if you do fancy coming down here, it's right at the end of Amy Johnson Way. Right then, on that note, Mrs H, I think we're going to get off and we'll go and get something to eat. Have a spot of tea. So, folks, until the next time, from myself, from Mrs H, and little Toby James in the back there, who you could probably hear in the beginning of this video, it is bye-bye for now.